The Isle of Skye in the Scottish Highlands is one of the most beautiful and visited places in the UK. But why do so many people fall in love with this island, and what's it like to actually live here?
I'm Sarah.
And I'm Willie.
We sold our suburban home and risked it all to live a different pace of life, moving to a 200-year-old cottage in a remote corner of this incredible Scottish island.
Join us and our dogs Jack and Nori as we share what it's really like to take the plunge and live the dream, the highs, the lows, and everything in between.
This week, Willie takes his new rock-hounding hobby to greater heights, learning how to do some tricky silversmithing to show off our most beautiful gemstone finds at their very best.
And it wouldn't be a Skye Life feature without a catchy jingle to go with it. All written, performed and recorded right here in a renovated buyer building, aka Shabby Road Studios.
Plus, I take you out on a stunning autumnal drive to the north of the island, as I post out some of my Etsy orders and go on a quest to discover the island's best cinnamon roll.
If you don't already, please do hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with our weekly adventures. Join us as we continue. Living the Skye Life. Searching the beach, the river and loch, looking for rocks to polish right up. Back from the river, rapping in silver, that's Skye Rocks! Thanks to everybody that's encouraged me with my new hobby, which is lapidary and also silversmithing. I'm enjoying both of them massively. In fact, more so than I ever thought I would, but hey ho, here we are. Anyway, I've already shown how to make one pendant, but that was one that I bored a hole through the top of. This kind of pendant that I'm going to make is different. One, because it's domed. I'm going to make a proper cabochon with a proper dome, and I'm going to set it in a silver pendant, which I'm also going to make as well. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get these stones. These are ones that we found today on the beach. I'm going to take these three stones and cut them just to see what they're like on the inside. Then I'll choose from one of these three and then I'll make a full pendant from start to end. So that's the three stones cut. To be honest, I think this is probably my favourite, but I'll show you a close-up now over me talking. The other thing that I wanted to say as well, a lot of people complained because I wasn't wearing a mask the last time, so I'm wearing these masks now. And also the saw, people were worried the saw was going to cut me. The saw can't cut me. It only cuts material that's hard. It doesn't cut soft materials. So if you touch it when it's spinning, nothing happens at all. I mean, if you sat and put your thumb on it for 15 minutes, I'm sure it would do damage. But if you just touch it a few times, literally nothing happens at all. So anyway, these are the three options, and I think I'm going to go for this one here. Okay, let's take a slice off this bad boy. There we go. I'm now going to put a template on this, draw on the template, and then cut it out. Now, to cut this out, there's not that much on the outside. I think this is agatized granite because it's fairly hard. I think I'll just grind off the sides and then cut this out and then take it from there. So here it is. Now what I need to do is make a girdle line, which is what this is on this stone. You see where it sort of changes and goes to the dome? This measurement here is 4mm because the bezel wire I'm going to use later is 5, and something needs to come and hold it all the way around, and 1mm is about right. So I'm going to make that now. Now I've got the micrometer here, so what I'm going to do now is mark that, and then I'll draw a line all the way around the stone, and that'll show me my girdle line that I can't deviate from. Right, beautiful, that's your girdle line, it's 4mm. I don't want to cross this line, I want to dome it from that point over. And I've checked the thickness all the way around with the micrometer as well, so it's the right thickness. But what I can do, just to make sure there's no confusion, base. It's all about the base, baby. Different spelling, but you know what I mean. Anyway, this is the base, so what we're going to do is we're going to attach this stick. Now these are called dop sticks, it's just a piece of hardwood dowel. And what I do is I seal them with super glue and then super glue them on. Now you can use wax if you want to, that's also just as good, if not even better, but this is the way that I can do it here, and it's really, really cheap. I don't have to buy loads of wax. I just put a bit of glue on here, stick it on, leave it a few seconds, and off you go. So that's what we're going to do now. Super glue, little dot in the middle, and then put this on. And that's it, you just leave that now until the glue sets, and then you can take it to the grinder and start making yourself a cabochon. While I wait for the glue to set, it is worth mentioning that High-Tech Diamond made the machines that I'm using, the lapidary machines, the saw and the slant cabber to call it. They did me an amazingly good discount, so thanks again to you guys. If you're interested in High-Tech Diamond and their products, you can go to their website, and I'll leave that in the video description as well. I'm not sponsored by this company, I'm just returning the favour because they gave me a really good discount, you know, fair's fair. Right, so the glue is now dry, and it's stuck on that stick really well. Now, what you want to do is you take off about 30 degrees on the angle, like a chamfer all the way around, and then you do a sharper angle until you're almost at a sort of dome shape, and then you go back and forth, round and round until you get it to a rough dome. Then you try and take all the scratches out, and then you start polishing with the polishing wheel. Here is the finished stone. It's still wet, but even if I give it a wipe, look how shiny that is. Isn't that lovely? That was just a natural stone from the beach today. Look at it now. Ooh. The next thing is to set it in silver, and that's how I get it off the stick. So that's just water in there. I'll leave it overnight. Speaking of which, it's 5:10 at night. It's dark outside now. It's time for me to stop. I'll pick this up tomorrow. That was about 4 hours working on the stone. Tomorrow, the silver work takes even longer than that. But it's amazing. I really love doing this. Don't get me wrong, it just takes a lot of time. But things that are worth doing do, don't they? So anyway, that's me finished working for the day. So I'll see you in the morning.
I've come out today, it's a Saturday, and I'm actually doing an extra post office run today because of all the Etsy orders that have come in for my calendars and Christmas cards. I've got 20 to go out today, and I think that takes me up to total this week of 130 orders sent out. I'm so happy that people are buying them, and the feedback so far from people that have received them is really good. My mind is blown that it's going that well, so yeah, fingers crossed it keeps going, but gotta get them all out because I don't want people waiting too long for their orders. It is just me with a little bit of help from Willie and no help at all from the boys, Jack and Nori, just to keep things moving because our post office is only open 2 mornings a week. I go once, maybe twice a week, and that sees me through absolutely fine, but this time of year it gets pretty hectic. So I'm actually going up to another post office today. On Saturdays, the only ones that I know of that are really open are Portree, Broadford and Dunvegan. So I'm actually heading up to Dunvegan, which is one of our favourite places. We really like it up there. It's such a beautiful drive, and honestly the colours today are amazing. It's like peak autumn time. It's beautiful. I'm not just going up for the post office because it is an 1.5 hour round trip to Dunvegan. So I've stopped at Bog Myrtle. I'm going to grab a coffee and a cinnamon roll. I'm hoping they're only open for another couple of weeks. At the end of October, start of November time, a lot of the seasonal businesses start to close. So yeah, it's my last chance to get a little cinnamon roll hit. Drop stuff off at the post office, and then I'm going for a massage with Bart Chair. A mixture of work and fun stuff. So I feel justified in my drive up to Dunvegan. Okay, I secured the goods. I got some coffee, my second of the day. I always have a black coffee at home first thing in the morning, but if I'm having coffee out, I usually go for an oat milk flat white. That's my coffee of choice when I'm out and about, just because I feel like they make it better in coffee shops than I would at home. Got some cheese and chive scones to take back for Willie. He absolutely loves cheese scones. And I got the cinnamon roll. Still warm. These are some of the best cinnamon rolls you'll find. Not just on the Isle of Skye, like anywhere. They are so good. and huge, so I probably won't eat it all in one go. Normally I would sit in because it's such a beautiful cafe. It was featured on Banjo Beale's Designing the Hebrides, the first series, and he did such an amazing job in there. It's really beautiful. It's sort of all quite vintage. It's really nicely designed. There's big stained glass in the middle, which is gorgeous, and you have a view down to the Coolin Mountains as well, so it's a really beautiful dramatic view. The post office in Dunvegan shuts at 12, so I've got a chap on, and if I came back later after my massage, there definitely wouldn't be any cinnamon rolls. You've got to get there in the morning to get them when they're nice and fresh and warm, and yeah, because they're really popular. So if you want a cinnamon roll from Bog Myrtle, you've got to get there early. That's my top tip. This is not going to be dignified. Oh my god, it's so good. I might finish the whole thing in one go. Oh, that is so good. That is so good.
Okay, it's the next morning and it's time to start the silversmithing now. Last had a night to think about what's done, and here we go. Easy peasy. Right, so now that that's done, let's start making the bezel. This is sheet silver. Now it's 0.5 millimeters, that's the thickness that I use, and this is bezel wire, but we'll come to that. Let's cut the silver first. Here's the stone, here's my Sharpie. I want a couple of millimeters at the top and a couple of millimeters at the side there, and then I'll just put a little mark here and here. Don't want to waste too much silver, so that's fine. Cool, I can cut that now. There we go, and I'll flatten that out now. So what I'm trying to do is just gently, very gently, without making marks in it and leaving the plastic on, just take out those little curves and flatten it out. So that's nice and flat now. What I want to do now is take this plastic off and sand it down, the whole sheet. And the reason for that is because even though this has got the plastic covering on it, it will still have impurities on there that need to come off. And the only way to make sure of that is to actually sand the face of it away. That's a nice shiny brand new silver. It's actually recycled silver, so it's new to me, but it's not new. Let's now sand this surface nice and flat and get any impurities off there. Next up, it's time to set the bezel. Now, what you do, you put your stone down like this. This is bezel wire. So what I do is I put it around the stone till you get a pretty snug fit. Not too snug or you'll never get it back in when it's set. So I like to leave a little bit of leeway. This tiny little sharp pencil. And mark it exactly where the line is, where they meet. You can also use a scribe for this, but I just use a pencil. And then you take your flush cut pliers, go to the line, give it a little bit extra. Now let's check it. Yeah. So what I like to do now is just make sure that the ends are completely flush. So I take the little file, and that looks pretty good now. Even though they're flush cut pliers, they will still cut in a little bit and make a little impression. So what you're trying to do is just flatten that right off, and that'll make it much easier to solder. So now what I'm trying to do on my soldering block here is get this to meet up with itself. This part can take a little while. Now there is an ever so slight jog. I am going to sand this afterwards, so I can probably get away with like something that small. Yeah, I think that's good to go. So the next thing is we want to apply some flux onto this borax. You put that on there. That's to help the solder flow and clean the joint. What I'm going to do next is just heat the flux. You don't want to stay in the same place too long, because what you'll end up doing is melting your bezel. I'm happy with that now. Now what I'm using here is this stuff. Now this is a hard solder. You get different kinds of solder, and I'll explain that in a minute, but this hard solder is what I'm using first. So just a little syringe, give it a little press, tiny little bit. Again, heat the metal evenly, because you're not actually trying to heat the solder. You will touch on that, but you're actually trying to heat the metal. There we go. So the next thing we do is we put that in to cool off. Drop it in the water first, and then into our pickle. Right, so that's it. It's been in the pickle for about 30 seconds. You can see the white here that's happened. Out it comes, back in the water, rinse off the pickle, and out she comes. And this is what the joint looks like now it's out the pickle. Now, it's going to need sanding off, but it is a good joint. The tiniest little jog happened, but I'm not surprised. That usually does happen, unless you get it bang on, but I think probably I've only ever done that once. So yeah, we'll just do a bit of sanding now to make sure that this is flat before we go to the sheet metal. So you put it flat on the table, with all your fingers and just go back and forwards until it's completely flat on one side, then turn it over and do the same. And you want to get rid of this jog and make sure it's completely level. Now this has got a bit distorted, which isn't a surprise after all that work. So what you do is you put it back over your stone, make sure it fits like this, push it through, put it down again, and keep going through like that. I've brought it over here now, and what I want to do is go to the edge like this and hang it over just over the edge, and again with the nylon hammer, tap. And what you're actually doing is working the metal and toughening it up, so when you come to make it into the bezel, it's not going to be as flexible. And fitting it to the stone. Right, that should do it. But before I do anything else, and I always forget to do this, I need to stamp my silver. So what I like to do is mark which is going to be the top. Let's see, this side's going to be the top. Grab my little punch, and this says 0.925 because this is sterling silver. Job done. I always forget to do that. I should do that earlier, but hey ho, here we are, it's done now. Now this is my soldering mat. It's a heat-proof mat, and this is my little gauze. And the reason I've got this is so I can get heat underneath. But the first thing I need to do is paint this right over with some borax. Take this, gently does it, drop it on. We now need to prep our solder. This is easy solder. The solder I used before is hard solder, which means that you have to heat it much higher to use it. This stuff, it actually melts much easier. The reason for that is I want that joint to stay while the rest of this thing heats up. So what I do now is I grab this stuff and cut it into 4 or 5, maybe even 6 pieces. I think 5's plenty. And then we move these little pieces apart. Now this is a different kind of flux. It's liquid flux. A little drop on each one. Dot, 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 and dot. And then here we go. Melt these into a ball. It's done. It's done. So we'll bring back our bezel, drop our little solder balls into it, more flux or borax, and just push them where you want them. Now what you want is the balls to be touching the side and also the base, and if they don't, it won't work. I think that's pretty good. Right, so what we do now is take this to the edge of the bench. Right, now when you think about it, the base is 0.5 millimeters, okay? This is 0.3, so this will melt before that. So you heat from the bottom. That's one of the reasons. The other reason is that the solder will flow towards the heat source. So I'm going to heat it from underneath, and that's what this mesh is for. One of them's gone, another one's gone, another one's gone. It's gone all the way around, but I can see air on this side, which isn't ideal. So as you can see, the seal went all the way around the edge. It all worked apart from there. The tiniest of little gaps, but it needs to be filled. It needs to be completely sealed. There we go.
Made it to the post office in Dunvegan. It closes in 15 minutes, and that also means I've got 15 minutes before my massage, so I need to get a crack on. So I thought I had timed that absolutely perfectly. I went in post office, got all that done. I actually gave the postmaster a calendar as well. I'm doing that for all the post offices I go into just because they're doing a lot for me and it takes a long time to go through all the orders. So yeah, dropped that off and got here with 5 minutes to spare before my massage appointment and hadn't realised that the location has changed. But she used to work out of the Dunvegan deli and apparently now she's changed and I hadn't realised because I hadn't checked. It's my fault. She's only about 10-15 minutes away, so hopefully I'm going to get there in time. But oops. Always double check where you're going, guys. Always double check. All finished now with my massage and it was amazing as usual. This was actually a birthday present from Willie's mum back in August and I just never got to use it because of everything that was going on, and it was a little bit sort of emotional thinking that she'd paid for this and it's the last gift I'm ever going to have from her, so it's a really nice thing to do and hopefully she's sort of come along with me on this trip today. and has enjoyed it. It's Cleggan that Bartra is working out of now. She used to work from Dunvegan and she switched a few months ago, and I just completely forgot and didn't take it in. It's an extra 10-15 minutes up the road, but oh my gosh, it is so worth it because I forgot how beautiful it is up here. We're basically on the way to Coral Beach, which is a really beautiful location that we've been to a few times. She just has this amazing view out onto the sea. It's just so dramatic and you can see the weather changing, and it's just one of my favourite feelings ever, is like being in this warm heated blanket cocoon, feeling so relaxed, and the wind and the rain hitting the windows. It just like, it's such a contrast. It just makes me feel really happy. I can feel my breathing sort of slowing and getting deeper, and it's just something I really like doing. So yeah, I've had a really good day. I'm gonna head back now to Skye Life Cottage and see the boys. Last port of call on the way home is the Balgowan Croft shop. It's just down the hill from the Bog Myrtle Cafe, which is Struan, and they used to have a little honesty box just selling eggs, and now they've expanded into an honesty shop, I guess. They've got fresh eggs, they've got bread, home baking, they've got meat, hot food, preserves, so many things. Like, it's an amazing little shop. It's an honesty based system, so you go in, you serve yourself and you pay. You can pay by card or cash, and it's just a really good little setup, and I hope it keeps going, because sometimes the worry is with these places that people will just take stuff and not pay what they owe, but hopefully that's not the case. I would think that people do respect it and will actually pay for what they get. But I'm going to go in, get some fresh eggs and just have a little nose and see what else they've got. Hello. Hello. Hiya. Scratchy, 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 scratchy. Scratchy. Yes. Yes. Hello, little. Hello. You're so cute.
This is where we are now. I get the shears now and I cut around the outside of it. Now this scrap goes in with the rest of the scrap of silver. I'm going to start smelting silver and making casts as well, but that'll come later. And here's where we are now. So we take that over to the Dremel and zip all this off. Okay, here's where we are now. I'm going to go back to the sandpaper now and make that extra smooth. Now it's like this, and I just like to do a little bit of hand finishing as well on the inside as well. And the other thing I like to do is just smooth off the edge so it's not sharp. Right, that's as far as I'm going to take it for now. And the reason is, obviously, at the moment, it's lovely bezel, except it wouldn't work because at the top here you need to put on your fixings, which is one of these bad boys. It's called a bale. Now, this is a split ring. It's absolutely tiny, and what I want to do is make it flat on this side, so there's more contact with the silver, and therefore it'll be a stronger join. Now, I'm not sure if it's going to show this because it's tiny, but I've now got a flat surface on there. I've put it there. I've also fluxed underneath it, and I've put on the hard solder. Now, the reason I've used the hard solder is because it's stronger. So that's what we're going to do now. I'm just going to put that on there with a little solderizer. Side to side, then over, side to side. You don't want to focus the heat right on the jump ring because you'll melt it. I can't tell if that's done or not. Never film things, people. Yeah, I think that's fine. Now what I think happened is the silver wasn't clean enough. So I've gone back in, I've cleaned it, I've put on more flux, I've put a little bit more solder. Hopefully this time it'll take. flux is gone anyway. Yep, this time it went right away. That's how quick it should go. I don't know what happened last time. Probably just wasn't clean enough. My bad. Right then, here it is. Needs to clean up, obviously, but that's cool. Happy with that. Right, I've just put the bail on there, and I wasn't filming, I'll be honest. I thought I was. So what I did is actually put the bail through the loop there, through the little jump ring. You need to have no gap there. So that's how I do it. I just hold it in the flat pliers and then put a little bit of heat on it, and when you let go, it stays where it was. So that's great. First thing, as usual, more of this flux just on the join there, because that's where you want it to run to. And then some heat. A little bit of hard solder. Here we go. Yeah, there you go. Didn't take long at all. Nice. This is where we are now. That needs a really good sand and a clean up and a polish up. Then the stone will be set. But let's start the cleaning process now. Next for the polishing. So now I've got the pendant and I've got some jeweler's rouge and I've got a nylon brush on the Dremel, and what I'm going to do is just polish it all. It's quite messy though. I'll probably have a red face at the end of it all. And not because I'm embarrassed. Righto, here it is. Now I've cleaned off the majority of the rouge. It still needs a buff up, but there's no point in doing that because I've still got the stone to put in. And that is the next bit. How exciting. Let's put the stone in. Stone. Pendant. Or blank as they call them. Now I've found you always need to sort of coerce them a little bit. There we go. Perfect fit. Now, back with the nylon hammer. You can use a bezel pusher, and I do sometimes, but for this one I'm going to use this little hammer. And the way I do it is I push on the top of the stone like this, and round the perimeter, gently tap in the top of the bezel like this. Pushing on the stone to keep it flush, of course. Now, aside from a clean up, final buff is pretty much done. I'm ready for your verdict. Rubbing it on my shirt tail as usual.
Consummate professional.
Are you ready for the reveal?
I'm ready for it.
Oh!
Wow.
Pretty, yeah?
Very pretty. Super shiny.
Yep.
Look at that.
I know, eh? I made that.
I found it.
So you found the stone on this one, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Lovely, yeah? Should I sell that one? What do you reckon?
You're going to have to, because my necklace holder actually fell off the wall today.
Did it?
Genuinely.
Oh no. Okay. Well, we'll put this one up for sale then. I don't know what to do. Like, how do you offer one thing? Like, it's alright with your songs that you can give to everybody, but with pendants, I think what I'll do is whack it on eBay. What do you think?
Well, I mean, whack it gently.
Gently place it on eBay. And then everybody gets a chance at it, I suppose. I don't know what to charge for it. I don't really know how much to charge per hour. So 4 hours on making the stone, 6 hours on the silver work and making the pendant. So that, and also let's not even take into consideration the time that it took to find it, you know. And
I'll give you that one for free.
Thanks. But generally, like, we have to go out and hunt looking for stones as well. Yeah, so we'll put it on eBay and see what you guys think it's worth. And happy bidding, I guess. Never done this before.
Thank you so much for watching our video. We really hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please do leave us a like, a comment, or subscribe if you don't already. It's free to do, helps our channel to grow, and you get notified when our new videos come out, which is every week, Wednesday night 8 PM UK time.
If you did enjoy the video and you'd like to help the channel further, you can do so over on Ko-fi by buying us a coffee, or the dogs a wee treat. And what I really mean is you help with the running costs of making these videos for you every week.
Or if you want to help us out more long term, you can join our amazing community over on Patreon, where you get bonus content for helping us out each month.
If you're interested in our creative endeavours, you can go over to Sarah's Etsy store for our artworks like these.
music that features in all of these videos. Unfortunately, not the Skye Rocks theme tune just yet, but you never know, watch this space. You can head across to his Bandcamp page for songs like these.
These old walls saw 100 lights from the days of old to these days of mine. I don't mind if the storm hits tonight. There's no reason to go outside.
As usual, all the links to our pages are in the video description
Right below.
below.
And don't forget, we've got that lot on eBay. The listing is in the video description. There will be more coming soon, but in the meantime, that's the one that's on offer for just now. So
Good luck.
good luck and happy
bidding.
bidding.
Jinx.
Thanks again for watching, and we will see you. Hold on. Something different this time. That's Skye Rocks. See you later, folks.
Searching the beach, the river and loch, looking for rocks to polish right up. Back from the river, wrap 'em in silver. That's Skye Rocks.
Don't worry, but scratch.
Boys.
We can't see you. We can. It's impossible to miss it.
Now they can see it.
Shut that door and keep it shut.
Oh my word, it's bright. Wow. Wasn't expecting that today. My seat keeps turning me this way.
You're not the master of your own stool destiny. That sounds bad.
Let's not say that.
Just carefully, don't do that.
Oh, it's windy! Yeah, I'll maybe do this bit in the car.
Sarah's Mac tweezers. She loves it. I'll do it. One take wonder.
There, too, I think you'll find.
Don't do that. We'll probably make more of meal.
More of me
More of it.
It closes in 15 minutes, and does it? Because it looks quite dark. I don't know if that's open. Uh-oh.
Righto. You just burped in my shot. Oh. Searching the beach, the river and loch, looking for rocks to polish right up. Back from the river, wrap 'em in silver. That's Skye Rocks. Thanks again for watching, and we will see you. Nah, we'll do something different this time. How about this?
Do nothing and think of nothing. Nothing.
Nice one, Skins. Nice sound recording there.
I'm not Skins if I'm not playing the drums.
Do you want to play?
No.
Can you play that part for me?
No.
Okay. Click here to subscribe to live in the Skye life.
Click here to go back to the start of our adventures with our very first episode.